Hi everyone, it's Smurf here, and today I'm incredibly excited to welcome you all to the first CBS, also known as the Community Build Showcase video, where I take your build submissions and pick one to make an in-depth analysis video about. For this week's Community Showcase build, we're going to take a look at Atraks-1 submission, which is a Terminid build titled DRG Driller, which is a pretty fun and creative take on the Driller class dwarf in DRG Galactic. And considering how I was already planning on making an Engineer class dwarf build for this week's theme build breakdown, Atraks submission had immaculate timing. So going off Atraks submission, I brought the CB9 Exploding Crossbow, which according to its additional submitted comments is meant for bug holes only. And yes, from a DRG Galactic Driller standpoint, I definitely agree with this choice since the crossbow is not a weapon available to the Driller class in the game. However, I do understand why they brought the crossbow, because even though it's not a good traditional primary weapon against the Terminids, because of how close they can get to you and how it can be difficult to track their shifty movements with the crossbow, what the crossbow does provide is very good bug hole closing utility. And what I mean by that is that it has more than enough ammo for bug holes, and it also has the added benefit of range, which makes raiding bug nests a whole lot easier because you rarely have to actually step foot inside the nest with the crossbow. So from a build crafting standpoint, with Atraks' crossbow pick, they've easily covered this bug hole closing utility needs, which is an excellent start. Next, in their secondary slot, Atraks brought the recently added Loyalist to represent the Experimental Plasma Charger, also known as the EPC, since they both share a rapid fire mode and a much more powerful charge mode. I absolutely love this decision from a thematic standpoint, and for the most part, agree with the Loyalist as a secondary against the Terminids. Overall, the Loyalist is a pretty solid option, as it can be used to clean up stragglers or even the occasional medium armored Terminid like Hive Guards from range, which is nice. It can be a little tricky tracking like hunters with the Loyalist, which initially made me a bit nervous since the crossbow also isn't great at that, but what I really like about this build is how Atraks has covered for these weaknesses with his stratagem picks, which I'll get to later in this video. In the throwable slot, Atraks has also brought the HE grenades, which are a perfect stand-in for, well, the DRG Driller HE grenades. They also mentioned the throwing knives as an option to represent the impact axe throwables of DRG, but I ended up sticking with the HE grenades because even though they are the base grenade made available to all Helldivers, these HE grenades do a surprising amount of damage and can be used to conveniently wipe entire patrols and clusters of enemies. I've also found that you can use the HE grenades to quickly finish off tank enemies if you throw them under a charger or an impaler, which really helps give this build an extra burst of damage on the spot as opposed to the more slow and deliberate throwing knives. For their first stratagem pick, Atraks gave two options, alternating between the Orbital Precision Strike and the 500 kg to represent the incredibly lethal satchel charge, the DRG Driller. Even though this footage was recorded on Gar Heron with its dense foliage, I decided to go with the 500 kg just for that bigger boom effect. But honestly, from a build crafting perspective, both options are great anti-tank and anti-structure options if you can line them up right, which will be crucial against enemies like Bile Titans and Impalers. Atraks then shifted focus toward crowd control with his pick of the Orbital Gas Strike to represent the Driller Neurotoxin Grenade, which I really like since the Orbital Gas Strike has an incredibly short cooldown and can be used to temporarily shut down an entire bug breach. They then paired it with the Flamethrower support weapon, which I also really liked since the Flamethrower combos well with gas and can compensate for both the Loyalist and crossbow's weaknesses at short range. To make things even easier for Atraks, they also brought the base guard dog to represent Bosco, which is the AI helper bot you get on solo missions in DRG. As much as I love Bosco, I was initially a bit skeptical about the guard dog since I was worried that it would take out enemies too fast and essentially outrange the flamethrower. However, in practice, the guard dog is really good at catching those stray hunters that try to flank you while you're using the flamethrower, which is super helpful. Also, just from a raw stratagem perspective, the guard dog is really good right now. It's incredibly ammo efficient since you can refill it with random ammo packs, and it has medium armor penetration, which is a huge deal since it can now help out against Hive Guards and Brood Commanders. Lastly, the additional cover fire from the guard dog is really nice, especially against the swarm tactics of the Terminids, so I really enjoyed Atraks' decision to bring the guard dog along in this build. Overall, I had lots of fun using this DRG Driller build, and it didn't take much time for me to adjust to its playstyle since Atraks has made a relatively well-rounded build that centers around using the flamethrower. The only issue that this build struggles with are larger tank enemies like Bile Titans, which are tricky to deal with if you're playing solo with just the 500 kg or OPS as your main option. But in a random team setting, most of the time you're going to have teammates that have better anti-tank options covering for you, so you can do what this build does best, which is focusing on shaft clear. Also, just as another fun tidbit, this is actually the first mission that I brought this loadout into, and I still managed to get the most kills while having 0 deaths, which says a lot about how well constructed this build was. So congratulations to Atraks-1 for an awesome submission, and I'm more than happy to have your build archived into the database. With that being said, there were also a lot of other amazing submissions that I can't wait to get into, so if your build didn't make it this week, stay tuned because it might make an appearance in the next CBS. Or, if you have new ideas and would like to try again, the submission form is still open and linked in my video descriptions. I also want to encourage anybody who hasn't submitted to give it a try. It's a quick and simple process, and I always love to see the new ideas that you guys come up with. As per usual, the rest of this video is just the complete unedited footage of me testing this build out. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time.
Helipod launch initiated.
Today the light of liberty will grace the skies of this world once more.
Sending down support weapon.
Dropping a pin. Northwest, 100 meters.
Tagging map, northwest, 100 meters.
Bug outpost spotted. Prepare to exterminate. Requesting air support.
Requesting orbital.
Calling down a sentry.
Dropping a pin. Northeast, 200 meters.
Get some! Reinforcing! Marking location, northwest. Tagging location, bugs. You will never destroy our way of life!
Sending
Support
an
weapon.
eagle.
Terminid outpost purged.
Dropping a pin, east, 100 meters. New canister!
Requesting sentry.
Calling in reinforcements! Bug hole,
Calling down a
northeast,
sentry.
50 meters.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Calling in a hell bomb.
Liberty, save me! Get some! Get some!
Hell bomb armed.
Tagging map,
Clear the
north,
area.
200 meters.
Objective completed.
an orbital strike.
Orbital inbound! Reinforcing! Sending in an eagle! Requesting sentry! Reinforcing! Requesting orbital strike!
Hive structure destroyed.
Dropping a pin, northeast, 200 meters.
Requesting sentry.
Throwing grenade! New canister! Dropping a pin, east, 300 meters. Orbital inbound! Tagging map, east, 100 meters. Calling in reinforcements!
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Objective located, east. Sending in an eagle!
Coming in hot.
Calling down a sentry! Eat this!
Calling down a sentry.
Canister's empty.
Calling in orbital strike.
Terminid hive structure destroyed.
Dropping a pin, southeast, 50 meters. Say hello. Throwing supply beacon. It's empty!
Hive structure destroyed.
Not today!
Requesting air support!
Save me!
How'd you like the taste of freedom? Tagging map. South. 300 meters.
Terminid
Calling
outpost
down a support
destroyed.
weapon! Calling in orbital strike!
Firing gas strike.
Sample collect!
Tagging map. South. 100 meters. Say hello to democracy! I lag! Have a taste of democracy!
Dropping a pin. Southwest. 100 meters. Tagging map. Southwest. 100 meters. Tagging map. South. 200 meters.
Found something!
Not today! Calling in orbital strike.
Sending in an eagle!
Liberty forsaken arms! Requesting orbital strike! The tunnel breach! Calling in reinforcements!
Reinforcements have been launched.
Requesting sentry.
Calling down a sentry!
Freedom, triumphs of
Calling in
impunity once
reinforcements!
more. The extraction shuttle awaits your request.
Request approved.
Dropping a pin.
Reinforcements have
Southeast.
been launched.
200 meters.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
Requesting sentry! New canister!
Dropping a pin. Southeast, 100 meters.
Rare sample acquired. Dropping item. Objective located. Southeast. Sending in an eagle.
Here comes the cavalry.
Say hello to democracy.
Bug outpost spotted. Say hello to democracy. Calling in orbital strike. Calling down a sentry. Tagging map, northeast, 100 meters. Fire in the hole! Reinforcing!
Reinforcing.
That's called democracy! Canisters empty. Requesting advanced weaponry!
Extraction is available.
I need supplies. We've got equipment.
Terminid outpost purged.
Dropping a pin. West, 100 meters. Requesting sentry. Dropping a pin. East, 100 meters.
Tagging map. West, 100 meters.
extraction shuttle inbound.
Calling down a support weapon. Requesting orbital strike.
Firing gas strike.
Sending in an eagle.
ETA T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Orbital inbound. Requesting advanced delivery.
Freedom forever!
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Requesting orbital. Going down a sentry. Heavy. South. Close.
That's close democracy!
Calling
ETA
in
T-minus 30
reinforcements.
seconds.
Ending in an eagle. Calling in orbital strike.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Attacking map. West. Close.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
Requesting air support.
Get some!
Here comes the cavalry.
Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates.
Reloading.
Eagle 1.
Pelican
starting
1
to
landing in
rearm.
progress.
Objective located. Southwest.
Pelican 1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch in 20 seconds.
Requesting air support.
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Today you've carved another foot in a long climb to liberty.
Many sacrifices were made today. We will never forget.